over 600 on base percentage.
Yeah, I think the batting
Dude's
average
been
was in
on
the
fire.
590 range or something like that, man. He was on fire, man. Today, not so much, obviously, with the shutout going on, but he was raking.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
yeah, man.
obviously a
Good.
good
To see the
sign.
young
Seeing
guys
as,
doing good.
yeah, I mean, it's his second season in the league. Obviously, he had a mediocre start to his rookie year, and then finished it as one of the best players in the league. At least the last month or so, he was one of the five best players in the league. You'd have to say. And so it's
Mm.
pretty good to see that, just the third week here, he's already, picked it up and starting to fucking, drive in runs and hit home runs, obviously. I kind of wish that they left him at leadoff, though.
Yeah, no, I have to agree because he said all offseason he wanted to stay in the leadoff spot, but Albies has been doing pretty damn good since they moved him up to the leadoff. He's been playing really well. I think he's got over a 300 batting average right now.
Yeah, I think when I looked at his average, I think it was like in the 340. It was higher than Acuna's, I mean, which was also above 300. But, I mean, I agree with that, but I feel like, I don't know, there was something to when they had him in the leadoff spot when he was hitting all those homers. I felt like there was something to that. I don't know. I felt like it was before the pitcher could get settled into the game kind of a situation. This is the first batter. They don't necessarily know how their stuff's going to be working 100% and shit. So I actually felt, and I think, and he's like kind of a free swinger a little bit, but I like him and Mookie Betts too. Mookie Betts is no longer batting. It's kind of the same situation. When he was batting leadoff last year, that's when he was hitting his best. For kind of the same reasons, really. I mean, but yeah,
Where do they got him batting now?
I think three usually.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes four, but usually three, or JD Martinez, one or the other. But yeah, I don't know. It's just fucking. I kind of like the and then you could bat Aussie Albies, two or three. I would say probably two, but you got Donaldson and shit like that. So, but yeah, I don't know. That's where I would go with it. And then Mookie is Mookie for sure. And the thing is too, and I guess Albies can do it too. But I mean, one thing with Betts for sure is Betts is a real threat on the bases. So if he can even get a single or a double, he's like a certain threat to score at that point. Acuna as well, he's fast. But I mean, I guess Albies is pretty quick.
Yeah. They both have they both got pretty quick feet, man. I like both those guys a lot. Glad that we signed them both for 8 to 10 years.
You got to feel good about that. They're going to be lifers probably. Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
How
Fucking
about Cody Bellinger, man, hitting 429?
Yes, I know, still hitting 429. LA's won 4 straight games after a pretty tough last week when they got swept by the Cardinals, I think, in 4. They're back to first place in the NL West, 12-8, just a half game behind the Milwaukee Brewers, and they would also be first place in the NL East right now.
Yeah, I mean, and they're still hitting home runs. I mean, Cody's got 9 leading the league, and Jock Peterson's not far behind him with 8.
Yeah, I know, Jock fucking Peterson. How is that? I mean, he's a good hitter and stuff like that. Obviously, he got hot, but I mean, how the hell is Jock Peterson second in the league?
No, I know. I'm with you there, man. The Dodgers may have something going though. I mean, Kershaw came back and he looked good in his start. He went 7 innings, only gave up 2 runs.
Was that Monday? Oh, I'm looking at that right now. Yeah.
I think it was Monday, but he looked good in that outing, man.
Yeah, only K'd 6, but I mean, yeah, 5 hits, 2 runs. I mean, that's not bad. 7 innings, obviously. I mean, 84 pitches, 7 innings is a pretty fucking efficient day.
And they were playing Cincinnati, and I think that he only gave up a home run to Yasiel Puig was the one big mark on him.
That's what I'm seeing right now. That's great though. Yasiel Puig, man, against his former team, dude. I bet he loved that shit. Especially it's that first inning here, is what it says. I'm looking at it right now. It says first inning, but yeah, 2-run jack. Other than that, you gave up 3 hits over the next 6 innings. That's probably pretty fucking good. No walks at all. I mean, 84 pitches for 7 innings. That's pretty fucking good.
It's 12 pitches an inning. That's fucking efficient.
Fuck yeah, it is. And then Kenley Jansen seems to be performing relatively well, at least playing. Under 2.5 ERA, not insanely good, but pretty good. And at least he's kind of coming back from that like heart situation and everything that had happened last year. So I mean that'll be fucking huge. Obviously, relief pitching is a bitch, man. Atlanta's ridiculous for not trying to sign, and Boston. Boston might be too. I don't know. Maybe not too far back, but I can't believe nobody's trying to sign Kimbrel. I mean, there's salary cap. It's no salary cap. So, like, there's no reason
I just don't understand how everyone is struggling with the bullpen right now. It seems to be a lot of teams. Like, the entire NL East, the Red Sox, there's a lot of teams that could really use some bullpen help right now.
Well, I agree. And then teams like Milwaukee and shit are fucking lighting it up.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The Dodgers look great. What's their nuts? The fucking San Diego Padres. They were playing pretty goddamn well. Lost 3 straight now.
The Padres look smart for signing Manny Machado all of a sudden. They added. Granted, we've talked a little shit about Machado ourselves, but adding a veteran, a solid veteran to that young talented team, man, I think that actually turned out to be a smart move.
I don't hate it. For the Padres, I do talk shit about Manny, kind of. I mean, he's a really good player, but I mean, he didn't play at the end. We already talked about it, but yeah, fucking. For the Padres, I always thought it was a good move. I mean, because what do they have to lose? I mean, again, there's no salary cap, so they don't have to worry about it. I mean, it's $300 million over 10 years. It's a lot of money, sure, but almost every team is willing to pay somebody that at this point. You know what I'm saying? So, and nobody's going to come to San Diego for no reason. Like, that's not going to happen. So it's not the Yankees. They're not the fucking Dodgers. They're not, you know what I'm saying? They're not one of these teams that are going to be able to get people to come for, like, they're an afterthought, to say the very least, as far as baseball. They might be the last team anybody even thinks of. So honestly, I think it was a good idea for them, and he is a solid player. You know what I mean? So
even if you're one of those guys that wants to play in California, I mean, that's probably the last place that you think to play. I mean, I would probably. Exactly, yeah. You'd rather go to L.A. to one of those two teams or San Francisco.
Oh, yeah. Even the A's. Like, I would you'd think like way before that shit. And probably, I don't know. I mean, I don't foresee them getting any other major free agents here in the next 3 or 4 years, honestly. Unless they become a World Series contender, with the team just getting better kind of the way it is. But I don't see them that's not going to happen this year. I know they're playing well, but I'm looking right now, they've only scored 68 runs. They have a negative 12-point differential. They're 4 games over 500, but
they probably will not make the playoffs. I mean, from what I'm hearing, they're riding several rookie pitchers, kind of the same way that Atlanta's doing. They're riding their farm system, but From what I'm hearing, they don't have many veterans outside of like a guy like Machado. They're trying to ride all. And the thing about rookies, I mean, can you put 200 innings on those arms and still look to them in the last like couple weeks of regular season and in the playoffs? Yeah.
Fucking. I did see, and this might be helpful either for trade bait or something like that. But I was reading about the best farm systems, and they're still, I guess, universally regarded as the number one farm system in the league. So, I mean, and they have multiple players that could come up this year, kind of similar to, how they did, I guess, with like Juan Soto a couple years ago or whatever and shit. Later in the year, you know what I mean? But yeah.
That seems to be the way to do it, bring them up during September call-ups.
Yeah. Or trade. I mean, obviously, if they're, and that's another thing. Like, if they're, I think would be not a terrible idea. Like, if they're fighting for a playoff berth, or even if they're a couple games up or whatever for a playoff berth, and there's a free agent who's going to be under contract for a foreseeable number of 3 years, 4 years at least. Not a free agent. Excuse me, somebody on like the trading block that's going to be under contract still for a few years. You trade them for that person, and it wouldn't be one of the best players in the league. But I mean, There are players that you don't realize are some of the best players in the league until they, like Tommy Pham or like fucking Goldschmidt or something like that. You know what I mean? And they could add some pieces like that, and I think that might be a good idea. But other than that, they ain't got a shot this year. That was a long-winded way of saying that, I guess. But
Well, and I mean, and that's probably another team. Like, I mean, probably countless teams. Like, where is the signing of Keuchel
I know.
and
Well,
Kim?
that's what I'm
Like,
saying.
there's like that's a stud that any of these teams could get. Add a veteran presence to your team, and you probably add 5 to 10 wins on the season.
Oh, I know. I don't understand why Boston. So even now, more so probably than Kimbrel. I wonder why Boston won't sign Keuchel because the starting pitching is looking bad. You could easily put Price back in the bullpen, or he actually pitched pretty well the other day. But I mean, you could do other things. You know what I'm saying? I can't believe they wouldn't. Keuchel's a good pitcher. This is fucking silly. Honestly, I really don't understand how the players are this winter specifically, most specifically, had an extreme devaluation of players at player value, contract value, all these things. Whereas for the last 20 years, it's just been a steady incline in favor of the player. And this last winter, it took the bottom out of the market. I mean, Machado's in San Diego. Harper signed a contract that he had for 2 months because he didn't want to sign the contract to try to get a better contract. But he ended up signing, you know what I mean? He didn't go where he wanted to go. And he's slumping now. Keuchel and Kimbrel are available, just completely available 3 weeks into the season for anybody that wants them.
There's no other sport that has ever seen this happen. Like you just said, almost in every single sport, we've seen this spike every single year. Like the NBA a couple of years ago was ridiculous with the money they were giving out. Football is ridiculous. They're all like that. Baseball, all of a sudden we have stars. Like exactly like you were saying, Bryce Harper. It was like I think that spring training had officially opened before he got signed. Like we've got stars that are going unsigned. It's weird.
I agree. Well, the thing is, though, so Machado still got a good contract. It just wasn't with the Yankees like everybody thought it was going to be. He's still got a big contract, and Bryce Harper still got a big, although not quite as big. We've already done the math and shit on this show, but again, not with the team. It wasn't the Yankees, or it wasn't fucking. The Dodgers didn't offer him the contract that he was looking for, So, they did still get the contract, but it wasn't like the old days where it would be the major team offering you the contract. It was kind of like random, and then the major teams were kind of out on it. You know what I mean? And even out on, like I said, Keuchel and shit. I'd love to see Boston. How the fuck? I wouldn't want to see Boston sign either of the other players we were just talking about, but Keuchel and Kimbrel, I would take both of those fuckers.
For sure, right now.
Yeah, literally. Like this week. Let's bring them in. 7 games under 500. 6-13 is the fucking record right now. 8.5 games behind the fucking Rays, man. The Rays have given up 43 runs in 18 games.
Yeah, they're ridiculous.
43 runs in 18 games. That is less than 3 per game. That's what, 2.5? 2.5 per fucking game. They're looking like the best team in baseball right now, bro. Somehow, I swear to God.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And I couldn't tell you one of their position players.
Well, Tommy Pham is one. He's actually pretty good. He got traded to that. That's the thing that one of the guys was talking about earlier. Is the Cardinals traded him at the end of last year, kind of thinking he was going to be shitty, and he's played really fucking well. But, I don't really know a whole lot either. Their pitching, though, is the best. Tyler Glasnow right now is probably the best starter in he has the lowest ERA in the league, all of MLB. He's 4-0. Blake Snell is close. He just got hurt, actually, but I think he's only going to be out 10 days or some shit like that. But, let's see, last night they won 8-1, and they used an opener, Stanek. He comes in, one inning, 3 strikeouts, nice and smooth there. And then who's this guy? I don't even know this guy's name. I got to click this fucking button. But yeah, they're a bunch.
I mean,
Yanni